Oh, there you go. Costco's like, don't you say anything.
My audience, after you said that, it cut me off. But a case of Sam Adams, $14.
Oh wow!
A case?
For a case?
Yeah.
A beer?
Yeah.
Like alcoholic beer.
Yeah. In the cart, $14. I'm like,
I can barely get a case of water for that price. For God's sake.
So my dad picked up a 12-pack of Christmas IPA from Goose Island. $7 for a 12-pack. He picked it up at his grocery store here in town. Obviously, a Christmas IPA. It's a little past its date and everything. It is possibly one of the worst things I've ever tasted, though. It's not.
I don't care what it tastes like. For $7 for 12 beers?
It's a 7.5, so it's got a little half to it. But my goodness, you better have had like 3 or 4 of something good before you go tasting that. Because whoa. I'm okay with Goose Island, but that one was a little rough.
That's 58 cents a beer. 58 cents.
I know.
I could truly understand why AA started in the States. This is a travesty. This is a travesty.
Yeah.
Ray, Shane, tell them what a 12-pack costs in Canada.
Unbelievable.
Well, it depends on what you're buying, but they range anywhere from $25 to $40, depending on what you're buying for a 12-pack.
Ooh.
So why are you guys hosting? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
That's why we ask you guys to donate and support our channel, because I'm on my 3rd mortgage right now to support this show.
The beer.
And honestly, the pennies a day that Ray sends me every month does not help.
My whole family, we all live in this one little room that I'm filming from. Like they're just laying down in the back. Like that's all we can afford.
Mm.
You gotta start sending Paul some nickels. You gotta get off that penny, man.
just give me 1 American quarter. I'm sure I can buy some beer with that.
Well,
American quarter.
What we do in America.
No champagne or girly drinks. We drink beer and beer and beer, beer, beer. No champagne or girly drinks. We drink beer and beer and beer, beer, beer.
Unless your beer is the champagne of beers.
Or it's award-winning. The blue
award-winning.
Award-winning.
That's pretty cocky to put your award on your beer. That's pretty cocky. Like,
I'm pretty sure Rod's got a major award in that box.
You know the history behind that, right?
The PBR blue ribbon?
Behind the PBR and the ribbon.
World's Fair. I can't remember what year, but they won a blue ribbon for their beer for that particular World's Fair, and they decided to just stick it right on the freaking beer label to show it off. From my understanding, unless there's another story.
No, it was the World Fair,
Chicago World Fair,
and it was early 19. I want to say it was like I don't think it was 1910. I think it was a little bit before 1910, maybe 1907 or something like that.
Around there.
Yeah, but they ended up winning the rib, and Pabst was huge. Pabst used to be the biggest brewery. And Pabst, it's funny. I mentioned Pabst earlier when Ray was doing the thing. So I was asked earlier this week on Twitter, or X as the kids call it now. It's like the from the time when Pluto was a planet, but it's not anymore. But hey, it's a whole different story. Someone asked me, like, if I had to choose one beer to represent like an American beer, what would it be? And I was like, that's a really intriguing question. And then I thought back, and I was like, I feel like it had to be a macro. And then I was only for Shannon.
Only for Shannon.
And the thing that came to mind for me was Pabst, because if you know the history of Pabst and what they had done and how they had to reinvent it, like people don't realize, but Pabst used to make cheese because during Prohibition, because they couldn't make beer, and they actually were a rival to craft, and they had to adapt and overtake and overcome and keep fighting and scrapping. And I'm like, there's nothing more American than that, right? Just having to keep fighting, getting where you want to go. So I'm like, I think Pabst Blue Ribbon would be that American beer. So that was my take on it. Now, if I had to say, if there was like because we got enough here to say a Canadian national beer or an American national beer from Malin, what would you guys choose? What would you think would be a good representative beer?
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. I'll probably say Moosehead.
You fired it out there, Moosehead, real quick.
Yeah, it's national. I was Moosehead or Labatt's Blue is what I would have said. American wise, I would say Budweiser is like the iconic American beer.
Budweiser.
Yeah.
With the Clydesdales and the full works.
Yep.
Yeah. Like it just seems like it's on all the Super Bowl commercials. It just, to us Canadians, that's all we see is Budweiser.
Yeah, money can do a lot for you. Yeah,
that's true.
For sure.
I don't know. I think I'd pick something like Sierra Nevada or something, just because, Sierra Nevada mountains, Colorado being kind of a starting point for a lot of the brewing here as far as craft goes. I'd probably pick something Sierra Nevada.
That makes sense too, though.
And
I mean, if they were still around, I would probably do Anchor Steam. Because that style was originated here.
Yeah, that's
so
classic.
I would probably choose that, but they're no longer around. So yeah, probably like Sierra or, I mean, Sierra or Boston Lager. I mean, those are probably the OGs.
If I wanted something to represent the U.S., that's the thing. Because, okay, sure, Budweiser, everybody knows Budweiser as American, but do I want that to represent American beer? I don't know. I feel like with Dave.
Well, I'm not saying to represent. It was more the question of I say represent, but not like I want to put them out there as like it's our best beer going forward type thing. But it was more that American culture that wraps the whole American culture kind of into it. Okay. I like the anchor though too. I mean, just to coming into the new field, like coming into new land and kind of creating and dominating and taking over. Yeah, I mean that's and Sierra Nevada did it too. So don't get me wrong there either. But I feel like there's definitely a lot more of the. I feel like as a country, it's definitely more the blue collar type workplace as a country. So that's why I kind of lean towards macro as well.
Yeah, I definitely went in that representing phase. So for me, I was like, well, what beer did I have that tasted the most like maple syrup for Canada? Did I have a pancake beer or a French toast beer recently? I don't know.
Ooh, sounds good.
We do have those.
Well, sooner or later, I'm going to drink that. I'm going to drink that Sagatuck blueberry one next time I see it. I never picked it up when I had it all the time. I never got it. I've always heard it was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see here. Where did I leave off in the comments? I'll get lost behind on them. Stay on them.
Well, sorry, folks. I gotta jump out for a little bit. I'm gonna try and jump back in. I just gotta run and take care of a couple of things here, and I will see you all soon, hopefully.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Okay. See you, Ray.
See you, Ray.
Vanessa's